Craftory by PragerU Kids. We've got crafts, history, and your questions. I'm Jill, and today we're decorating cookies to look like two of America's most special and respected presidents, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Here's what you'll need. Plain round cookies, big enough to decorate, any kind will do, vanilla and chocolate frosting for sticking, black icing for drawing, mini marshmallows, chocolate chips, and chocolate bars, the kind that you can break apart into rectangle sections. We've got a question.
Why are George Washington and Abraham Lincoln such famous presidents?
Smart question. To date, America has had 46 presidents, all of them contributing to American life in very different and important ways. But historians see George Washington and Abraham Lincoln as presidents who led with a special kind of bravery that shaped our country dramatically. Let's start with George Washington. He's considered the father of our country because he led America to independence from Great Britain by crossing the Delaware River as general of the American Revolution. He also helped write our U.S. Constitution and served as America's first president from 1789 to 1797. George Washington was admired for his integrity and character. After America won our freedom, some people wanted him to become a king, but he refused because he believed that people, not a king, should rule. Washington was a farmer, loved animals, and lived at his estate named Mount Vernon in Virginia. He was also very, very tall, standing at 6 feet, 2 inches. Okay, let's make our first cookie. Now, George Washington had white hair, so vanilla frosting. Marshmallows for those curls. Some historians actually say that George Washington's hair was really red and that he just used powder to make it white. After you've got the hair, black icing, and it's George Washington! Ta-da! And he smells like marshmallows. You ready for Abraham Lincoln now? This one's got chocolate. Let's start with something fun President Lincoln was famous for. His hat! Get your chocolate frosting. Across the top. Long piece of chocolate. And you might have mess ups, but you keep going. There we go. His hat! Ta-da! Looking good, right? So an interesting thing about this hat, Lincoln was known to carry papers and speeches inside of it. And today, Lincoln's top hat is displayed at the National Museum of American History in Washington, D.C. Now, Abraham Lincoln's family did not have much money, and he was actually born in a log cabin in Kentucky. He educated himself by reading many books and became a lawyer. People called him Honest Abe, and he served as America's 16th president from 1861 until 1865 during our country's Civil War, when the Union Army in the North was fighting the Confederate Army in the South. Lincoln was the president who freed slaves in the South with a very important document called the Emancipation Proclamation. Now, later that same year, he made a very famous speech called the Gettysburg Address. Address means speech. Here's what it said. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. You see, score means 20 years. So when he said 80 in 1863, he was talking about the year 1776, when America, with an army led by George Washington, remember, declared our freedom. The Gettysburg Address was only 10 sentences long and lasted 2 minutes, but it changed our country for the better. Abraham Lincoln is the president who abolished slavery. Let's finish his beard. Tons of chocolate. Because what makes chocolate better? More chocolate. Needs a smiley face. Ta-da! He's so cute. Looks just like him, right? Another cool thing about Abraham Lincoln, well, he was even taller than George Washington. Lincoln stood at 6 feet 4 inches, our tallest president to date. Presidents Washington and Lincoln showed individual courage, honesty, and were two of our most influential leaders who made America what it is today. And that's why we celebrate their birthdays every year on what we call President's Day, the third Monday of every February. We hope you had fun. If you've got ideas or questions for our next Craftory, send them our way. Keep crafting, keep decorating, keep learning, and keep celebrating Land of the Free, Home of the Brave. Bye, guys. These are so good. Thank you for watching this video. To keep PragerU videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation.